goes down. So the thing has to go up. That's a really bad explanation, but that goes into making the airplane go whew. Trust. Alright, and Bernoulli's principle says that as a fluid is compressed, its velocity increases and pressure decreases. That means alright, wait, if I were to have this tube right here, and it were like going like this, it's like slow, right? And then its pressure is like, wait, I'm sorry, it's really bad. But as it goes into the thing, alright, as I was saying, as the thing goes in here, the pressure like decreases and like the velocity increases because I'm explaining this so bad, but okay, let's just move on because like I'm really bad at explaining that kind of stuff. I'll get better at it. Okay, now we'll go into why an airplane turns left, why there are left turning tendencies, and if you didn't know that already, airplanes tend to turn left. Wait, is that the right way for y'all to see? I don't know. The airplane turns left because of four things. The first thing is called B factor, and it's basically when, how do I explain this? When the prop is turning, the one that's up here has a larger bite of air to go through, and then that like makes it turn. I really should just not do this video because I'm not good at explaining things, but whatever. And then there's a thing called spiraling slipstream. Spiraling slipstream is when oh wait, no, this one's really easy. It's when the wind hits it and the wind goes all the way around the plane, and then the wind hits the rudder back here and makes the plane go left. Yeah, okay. There we go. And then there's torque, which is so because the prop turns clockwise, the engine externs equal and opposite like encounters. I don't really know how to explain this one well either. That's Newton's third law as well. And then you got gyroscope precession, which is basically when the prop is turning, a force is not felt until 90 degrees later. So it's that, and oh my gosh, I'm really bad at this. Let me just move on because that's a really bad explanation. I'm gonna rename this video to mediocre airplane explanations. Okay, we're gonna go into like, I'm kind of like take off and landing. I'm kind of just gonna freestyle this right here. But basically, here, let's just take this plane off here. The plane is, let's say it's on the ground. This is the ground, right here. To take off, the plane has to go full power. And oh wait, someone asked me this the other day. Do you think an average person could fly a plane? Somebody asked me that. I was like, no, there's no way, because they wouldn't know how to taxi it. Because taxiing, you don't use the thing, you use the pedals to taxi in on the ground. But yeah, there's a lot of factors that average person can do. But taking off is kind of easy. You should put full power. You wait for it to go, and best rate of climb. This is really hard to explain. Vx, Vy. Oh man, I'm just saying words that y'all probably don't understand, but it's okay. And then you just go up until you reach your certain altitude that you want. And yeah, you basically know how to fly a plane now. In terms of landing, let's say I wanted to land, my bad, y'all. Let's say I wanted to land right here, and I was over here. Basically, you have to slow the plane down before you get to land. So you're gonna use a thing called flaps. Flaps are right here, right there, and they come up, and they reduce the speed of the airplane. So basically, you put flaps in, all flaps, 30 degrees of flaps in, and that slows you down. As you come into the runway, you're gonna basically come in, swoop down into ground effect. Ground effect is where you like float right above the ground, and then the plane is just gonna, the weight is just gonna come all down, and then you're just gonna flare up, and then boom, boom, you're golden. Now you know how to take off. Now you know how to land. Like you're basically student pilot. All of that. You're better than me. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's my little crash course. I would not pay a dime to get that crash course though, cause I'm really bad. Oh, okay. One of the checklists that a pilot has to do every time before they fly an airplane is called I'm safe. Now, this is one of many stuff you have to memorize for a test at the end of the private pilot. But I'm safe is an acronym for illness, medication, stress, alcohol/drugs, fatigue, and eating/emotion. Now, you can go through all those and determine whether you're good to fly. So, for example, we can go to alcohol, drugs. Have you had any alcohol in the past 8 hours? And it's like and there's like other things to it too. And if you had any drugs, no drugs. You also got like emotion. You gotta make sure you're right as emotionally, cause like if you're like really bad, like emotionally, I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. This is me freestyling. But if you're really bad emotionally, then you are not gonna be able to fly a plane that well, because there's so many constant pressures that you have to do while flying a plane that it's really not safe for you to fly if you're having anything going on in your life that's like emotionally demanding. Alright, that's enough of my yapping. I hope you have a good day. I hope y'all learned something. I know this one wasn't as good as the other